particular demo, we're going to be looking at Azure Key Vault and certificate auto rotations. First and foremost, we need to create our Key Vault. So let's go ahead and look for it. Let's do our search, and we've got our Key Vault here. We go ahead and create it. We need to first have a resource group, so I haven't got one. So I'm just going to create one called module 11 demo. For this particular Key Vault, I'm going to put module 11-Key Vault. It's already in use or still been reserved. Okay, Key Vault 1 I'll just put. I'll put West Europe. And then you've got your pricing tier, standard and premium, so we leave that as the default standard. And then you've got your soft delete, so soft delete is enabled, and you retain any deleted content from your Key Vault within 90 days. But yeah, this is not what we're really looking at in this particular demo, so let's just go ahead and create it. I'm just going to go ahead and pause it. Okay, the Key Vault has been deployed, so let's go to our resources. And first and foremost, we need to go ahead and create our certificate. So from the settings, we can see we've got our keys, secrets, and our certifications. Let's go here. We've got the option up here to generate and import, so let's go click that. There's two different methods we have. We can either import one or we can generate one. We are interested in generating it. The name that we are going to assign it is example certificate, and we have different types of certificate authorities. So we've got self-signed certificate, certificate issued by integrated CA with Azure Key Vault, and certificate issued by a non-integrated CA, so not associated with Azure Key Vaults. We'll look at this in a sec when we look at the life cycle. As you can see, we need to provide a subject, so we're just going to put a CN name, and I'm just going to leave that as example, and certificate. And yeah, we don't need to, we'll look at this in a second once we go ahead and look at the different certificate authorities. So yeah, for the time being, we'll come back to this a little bit later. But yeah, we can go ahead and create this particular certificate. And as you can see, there's two different categories. You've got completed and you've got in progress, failed or cancelled. So if we go into this, we can see we've got our certificate right here. It is enabled. It's given us our activation date as well as our expiring date. And yeah, so when you go into this, you've got the certificate identifier. So this is what you would use to identify this particular certificate. And in your own time, have a look at all of this particular information that you do have here. But I just brought it up just to show you the properties that exist for this certificate. Now what we do have is known as certificate authorities. So within the certificate authorities, you've got two different type of certificate authorities in particular. So when you go ahead and add, you have two different providers. You've got DigiCert and you've got Global Sign that you can use. Now these offer very similar features, but essentially what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and create a certificate authority who will automatically rotate, create, and renew any certificate that you do have that's active. So we're just going to give this module 11 CA. We're just going to leave it as the default DigiCert. It doesn't necessarily matter at this moment in time. We're just going to give an account number ID, so we're just going to give it M11. I believe that should be fine. So module 11 demo and password. We'll specify any password for it, and you can give it an organizational ID. So organization ID, we're just going to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we're just going to leave as a random character. We're going to go ahead and create it. Once we have created it, we can see it's available here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go back and associate this certificate authority with our certificates. So let's go back into this one. You can go ahead and create and import a new one if you wanted to. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go here I'm going to create a new version. What that does is it already has certain information already in place. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to generate, or now change it to certificate issued by Integrate CA. And now you have to specify what certificate authority you want to associate with this particular certificate. So when we go here, we can see the DigiCert provided authority that we created. Just click on this, and that's how we go. Now, as you can see, you've got your validation period. So this certificate is valid for 12 months. And as you can see right there, lifetime cycle. So this gives you the options to go ahead and determine how you want to go about dealing with it. So you can automatically renew the certificate at a given percentage of the lifetime. So by default, it's 80%. So 80%. So I believe in 12 months, 10% would be 1 month and 2 weeks or so. So we're looking at around the 9-month mark. It's just a guess at this moment in time, but you could do the calculations. Or you can do a specific date. So how many days it expires before you get an automatic renewal of it. Or you can go ahead and email the contacts when those particular metrics are met. Okay, and that's essentially how you would go ahead and configure it. We're just going to leave it as the default, and we're just going to go ahead and create it. And I believe that is the end of our demo for that particular one. Also, what we have got, as a matter of fact, is the issuance policy. So we have this particular one here. So what we need to do is go to the issuance policy, and as you can see right there, this once again gives you information on the validity period. So this gives you the information on the months, and you can also go ahead and specify the lifetime action from that particular area as well. So this is just obviously if you wanted to go ahead and update the current configurations that you have in place, and you can go ahead and do that. And it's just a matter of, if I was to change it, let's just say 11 months, I could go ahead and save it. And as you can see, this is for the example certificate. So this has now been updated. And if I go back, I believe it was the second one. Back here. I'll just go back to this and let me just check new version. You can see the current version has got a valid period of 11 months. Okay, so that is the end of our demo, and that's how you create a Azure Key Vault. Assign a certificate, use different certificate CAs, and have an automatic rotation of your certificate at the end.